What's up, family? I'm no chef, but I'll be cooking it. Today we're going to be making 3 high-protein vegan lunch recipes. They're super easy. First, we're going to go with the Chipotle Lionsmane bowl. Then we're going to go into the mushroom lo mein. Then we're going to end it off with the black bean and potato taco bowl. I'm going to walk y'all through exactly how I make each of them. But before we get into that, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you can get all my content as soon as it drops. Now let's get into it. Okay, first things first, we need to add our Lionsmane mushrooms to a large bowl. I have about 8 ounces. Drizzle some olive oil over the top. Season with some garlic powder, onion powder, salt, black pepper, Chipotle chili powder. The goal here is to make like a rub / marinade. Some lime juice. And a tablespoon or 2 of adobo sauce. And we're just gonna rub that in very well into this Lionsmane. We want all that flavor to get all up and throughout the Lionsmane mushroom. And once that's rubbed in good enough, we're gonna go in with some coco aminos. I say about a tablespoon or 2. And we're gonna rub that in also to the Lionsmane. Then we're just gonna let that marinate for about 30 minutes or so with the top on. While that's marinating, we need to prepare our veggies. We're gonna roughly chop 1 red onion into small chunks. Then thinly slice 1 red bell pepper and 1 green bell pepper. Then we need to slice up 2 yellow squash. Then just set our veggies to the side for later. Next, we're gonna get our rice going. So we just need 1 cup of brown rice and we're gonna rinse that off until the water goes clear. Then just add it to a large pot with about 2 cups of spring water. Pinch of salt. Bring to boil, then simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes. Now just heat a cast iron over medium-high heat, add some avocado oil, and once it's completely hot, add in your Lionsmane mushrooms, and we're just gonna let it sit like that for at least 30 seconds. Once that passes, we're gonna use a spatula to press down just to get all that excess moisture out of there. And what this does, it gives it a more meaty texture. We're gonna let that cook while pressing for about 2 minutes, then flip it over, and as you can see, it has this nice little crust on the outside. That's what we're going for. We're gonna do the same thing on this side, just so we can develop that crust on the other side as well. And as you can see, this already kind of looks like chicken. Then I'm just gonna flip it one last time just to make sure the other side has that crust. Cook for about another minute and then remove from the pan. I moved mine over to my cutting board and I'm just gonna let this rest for about 10 minutes before slicing into it. Okay, now here comes the magic. Watch when we slice this up. This really looks like some chicken. I know it's mushrooms, but it resembles it. You can't lie. Now watch this. Look how juicy this is. And now it's time to cook our veggies. Medium high heat again. Add some avocado oil. Once it's hot, add in your onions and peppers. You're going to saute those until they soften. So I say this takes about 5 minutes. I'm going to season the taste with salt, black pepper, and garlic powder. Once they soften like this, we're going to remove them from the pan. And we're going to do our yellow squash the exact same way. I would have done it all together, but my pan is not big enough. So if you have a big enough cast iron skillet or whatever skillet, then you can just cook it all together. Season the taste again with salt, black pepper, garlic powder. And once it starts to get slightly brown and soft like this, remove that from the pan. Last thing we got to do is make our sauce. I'll put the exact measurements in the description, but for now, add a little vegan mayo, about half a lime juice, about a teaspoon or two of minced garlic, pinch of salt, some black pepper to taste, and about a tablespoon of adobo sauce. Mix that up really good, and you have your sauce. Now let's assemble our bowl. We add some of our brown rice, some peppers and onions, some yellow squash, our Chipotle lime Lionsmane, some fresh parsley if you're fancy, and drizzle a little bit of that sauce on the top. Look how good this looks. So our Chipotle lime mushroom bowl is complete. It smells and it looks amazing. Only thing left to do is to taste it. Trying to get everything in one bite. This is amazing. This is the best thing I've made in a minute. The Lionsmane mushroom has a very meaty texture. Don't take my word for it. Try it out for yourself and let me know in the comments how it turns out. I give this a 10 out of 10. First, we prep the veggies for our lo mein. I'm gonna peel these carrots. Then cut them up into small pieces. I like mine small, but you can cut them whatever size you prefer. Then we're gonna slice up some red bell pepper, then roughly chop them into small chunks. Then cut up a head of broccoli into small pieces. Then just slice up some green onions, and we're going to set our veggies to the side until we need them. Next up, we need to prep our mushrooms. I'm just pulling them all apart. The goal here is to get these into small strips. And when you're done, they should look something like this. Then we're going to take our shiitake mushrooms and slice them into small pieces like this. Before we start cooking the mushrooms, we're gonna get some water going in a large pot to cook our pasta. While that's getting to a boil, add some avocado oil to a pan on medium heat. Add in our oyster mushroom first. Now you can cook the shiitake mushrooms along with the oyster mushrooms if you want, but I just didn't feel like my pan was big enough. So I just cooked them separately. Now we're gonna use the spatula to press down to get all that excess water out. In my opinion, this makes the mushrooms have a more meaty texture. Once they cook down and brown and get a little crispiness on them, that's when you know you're done. But at this point, I'm gonna season with some salt and some black pepper. And once those are done, they should look something like this. I'm gonna remove those from the pan, start working on my shiitake mushrooms. A little bit more oil, add in the shiitake mushrooms, and we're gonna cook these exactly the same way. Once they start to cook down a little bit, I'm gonna press some of that water out. And again, season the taste with salt and black pepper. Okay, at this point our water is boiling. It's time to add in our chickpea pasta. I'm using chickpea pasta because it just gives you extra protein, but you can use any pasta you want. And just cook that as directed on the box till al dente. Now we remove the shiitake mushrooms from the pan. Add in some more avocado oil, and now it's time to cook our veggies. But first, we're gonna add in some minced garlic to give extra flavor. Once those are fragrant, we're gonna add in our veggies. And we're gonna saute these for about 5 to 7 minutes until they soften and get tender. Then we're gonna add in our mushrooms, some cocoa aminos, about 1/4 cup, 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegan oyster sauce, some sesame oil, I say about 1 teaspoon, some ginger powder to taste, 1 teaspoon or 2 of agave, and some vegetable stock. We're gonna let that cook on simmer for a couple minutes. Drain our pasta, rinse with some cold water, set aside till we need it. Add in a cornstarch slurry to thicken up this sauce. Once it starts to thicken, that's when we add in our pasta. We're gonna toss this until fully combined and mix thoroughly. Once it's done, top it off with some of those green onions that we sliced earlier. Add it to a plate and enjoy. So our mushroom lo mein is done. It smells and it looks incredible. Only thing left to do is to taste it. This is amazing. And the chickpea spaghetti gives me more protein in a dish like this, along with the oyster mushrooms and the shiitake mushrooms. I give this about a 9.5 out of 10. Easy to make. And it's been my go-to for the past couple of weeks. Don't take my word for it. Try it out for yourself. For our taco bowl, first thing we're gonna do is make some homemade guac. I'm using 3 medium-sized avocados. I'm gonna get those added to the bowl and go from there. Now we mash up our avocados with a potato masher. Then add the juice from 1 lemon. Season to taste with salt, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Then we need 1 medium-sized jalapeno pepper. We're gonna cut that up into really tiny pieces. Then add it to your bowl. Then dice 1 tomato. Add that to your bowl, mix thoroughly. Make sure you mix gently because you want those tomatoes to stay intact. And then you're done. Next up is our crispy potatoes. First, we need to rinse off this large russet potato and make sure all that dirt and impurities is off. Dry it off with some paper towel or a kitchen towel. Then we're gonna cut this into small cubes. This is the size you're going for. Now add your cubed potatoes into a large mixing bowl. Add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. Give that a quick mix and to make sure all the potatoes are fully coated. Season the taste with salt, black pepper, garlic powder. Give that another quick toss. Then line a baking sheet with some parchment paper. Lay out your potatoes into 1 layer. Then you're gonna bake at 425 for 25 minutes. Pull out, toss, then bake for another 15 to 20 minutes. Once they're done, they should come out looking like this. Next, we prep our veggies for our beans. We're gonna dice half of a red onion and 1 small red bell pepper. Add avocado oil to a pan on medium heat. Add in your onions and peppers. Saute those for a couple minutes until softened. Season to taste with salt and black pepper. Give that a quick toss. Then we're going to add in our rinsed canned black beans. About a tablespoon of adobo sauce, garlic powder to taste or a teaspoon, smoked paprika to taste, cumin to taste, chili powder to taste, and about 1/4 cup of vegetable stock. We're going to cook this until the veggie stock starts to cook out. Then we're going to take the back of our spatula and smash some of those beans to thicken this up. And then we're going to add some fresh lime juice and about a tablespoon or 2 of chopped fresh parsley. Give that a quick toss and we're done. Now let's make our homemade cashew sour cream. We're going to take a cup of cashews, soak in some boiling water for at least 30 minutes. Once the 30 minutes is up, you're gonna drain and rinse these cashews thoroughly. Then add them to a high-power blender. With half a cup of water, half a lemon juice, teaspoon or two of mustard, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, a pinch of salt. Then we're gonna blend until completely smooth. I say about 1 minute, you'll reach the texture that you're looking for. Once it's done, it should look like this. Look how creamy this is. And if you like me, you like your sour cream cold, put this in the fridge to chill for at least 30 minutes before serving. Now we assemble our bowl. We add some of our crispy potatoes. Top it off with some of our bean mix. Add your favorite vegan cheese. I'm using Daya. Melt the cheese and top it off with some pickled red onions. Some of our homemade guac. Some homemade sour cream. And top it off with some fresh parsley if you're fancy. Man, I'm hyped for this one. This looks absolutely amazing. So our black bean and potato taco bowl smells and looks amazing. It's finally done. The cashew sour cream came out good, and so did the guac. Only thing left to do is to taste it. This is great. Everything I like in the lunch recipe. You know I like to make my black beans like this and use it with all sorts of recipes. The crispy potatoes gave this a texture. And this sour cream is pretty good. I give it about an 8 out of 10. It'd definitely be better if it was chilled overnight because I like my sour cream cold if I use sour cream. I only started eating it since being vegan. I tried a vegan kind. And this guac is amazing. All in all, I think I give this recipe a solid 9 out of 10. And that's a wrap. If you like these recipes, don't forget to give them a try and let me know in the comments how they turned out. Also, let me know in the comments any suggestions or video ideas you guys want me to make. I love y'all. Thank you for watching.